And we're back. And if you're seeing this intro, it means we had to do another episode because this was a long enough story and part of the whole event that we needed to do another whole episode. So let's get right into the event, shall we? Right now, my game feels like it's running a little wonky. The music and sound kept cutting out at points, but yeah. Let's go to this quest. Go to quest, please. Hustle and bustle. You and Paimon have been at a loose end lately, so you decided to visit Xiaoying Village. This is a bit different. This isn't a story quest anymore, but it was tacked on as if it was a story quest. Wait 2 days later until noontime. Okay, 1 day, 2 day. Bring us to noon. There we go. Let's watch as the time passes us by. All right. And we are now in the day after tomorrow from when we started this recording. Fun fact, I'm actually recording this at 11:52. So it's about to be tomorrow for me.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot. Didn't Zhongli say Hu Tao was also planning on spending some time in Xiaoying Village?
I believe he did.
We didn't have anything else to do today, right? Why don't we go have a look around? Maybe we'll run into her.
I have plenty to do. Trust me. Okay, so let's go to the village. Was it the village? It wasn't the wharf? That's fine. All right, hotel. This way. Trying to figure out where the sparkles were leading because they dipped to left and then went right. Oh, we got ourselves a nice little cutscene.
The mountain air is so refreshing. It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never get tired.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Cream! Gummies! Fuel fruit!
Is someone selling something or is someone yelling what they want?
Did you hear that? Sunshine! Blue skies! Good vibes!
I know that song. I heard it too. Something about bull fruit and good vibes.
Right? So Paimon wasn't just hearing things. That voice sounds really familiar. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Okay, let's see what's up. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, you and Paimon make your way up the mountain in search of the source of the shouting. Blue sky, sunshine, what a day to take out. That's not it. As far as you can make out, it's almonds this and cocoa paste that. Sounds delicious, that's for sure. The lively voice invigorates your steps, and you ascend the mountain in no time. All right, how did our ascension go?
What are they doing here? Navia, Clarande!
I know it wasn't you shouting.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners. See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
It's
Who
just
writes
your
that?
lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch
Can we meet the person that writes that?
Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy
Gee,
Lantern
Willikers,
Rite.
thanks. And to you too.
Happy Lantern Rite to you too! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain?
Plus, you already missed Lantern
And
Rite.
that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
No, it sounded more childish.
Oh, impressive.
Oh, it was
You
her.
could tell it was me from that far away.
Sounded more
You've got
childish.
good ears.
That or your voice is just really loud.
You putting her on blast there, Paimon.
Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed.
Okay, Rick
I
Ross.
suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication. Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain. There was something
It doesn't look like a dessert
and
mountain.
fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
No, it's not a code.
What is
the
it then?
words are meaningless.
Then why yell them?
Perhaps, but the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed. That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions.
I see. So it's not what you were shouting that matters, but the act of shouting itself.
Exactly.
Just don't do it on a
You
snowy
get
mountain.
me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently, most
you checked
hikers like to
first?
shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now.
But are they used
So,
to
you
hearing
see,
that?
It's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
I don't think I ever have.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed,
I don't know
I
if
just
I
go
do either.
hunting.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
What do I do when I get stressed?
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh?
Yeah, I really don't know. I don't really let myself get that stress often.
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try? Shout anything you want. It's a real stress reliever.
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
And I prefer to keep things bottled up.
Oh, I bet you guys are just too embarrassed to let loose. No need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Who?
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Farina's also here? In Qiaoying Village?
That seems to be what
Believe
you
in your
said.
ears. It is indeed as you heard.
I can't believe my
Actually,
ears.
the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?"
And your first
So
instinct
hurry
was to
up
come up
and
here
check
and
it
yell
out.
about food.
And what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
Ah, that reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
Ah, that makes
So,
more sense.
You could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so
That makes a
earlier?
lot more
I thought
sense.
someone was really in trouble.
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Well, you kind of ruined it
Seems
regardless.
like you caught Farina in the middle of some stress relief as well.
Seems like it.
She probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
That's kind of cold, but true. Was she alone?
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so they probably weren't together.
What? Nicolette was here too?
Interesting. So many people from Fontaine.
What was he doing here? It couldn't have been for vacation.
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently,
You don't know
he
how to
only
take a
stayed
vacation.
for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
Uh-huh.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Didn't Charlotte
it's a
publish
step
an
in any
article
direction.
on the Liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading that article. You know, just like you were.
Oh,
My
we're the cause of
situation
that.
is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus of this location.
Uh-huh.
You Fontainians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley, and now I have to buy him something.
You made a bet?
It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing, but he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Nervalette even mentioned it earlier.
Sunglo tea. Buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
No.
That reminds me.
She
You guys
doesn't.
said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right?
Uh-huh.
I hope it didn't put you out.
No, I
You must
didn't.
have had other plans for the day.
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Chaoying Village, so we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Have you possibly seen
Oh
her?
dear. We've been
She's
chatting
very
for
eccentric
quite
and talks
some
about
time.
buying coffins all
I'm
the time.
sorry for keeping you.
No harm done, partner.
That's good.
Is it really?
We should probably head out and look for Hu Tao.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so we're gonna stay around for a little longer.
Go and meet your friend. We can meet up in Chaoying Village later.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See you later.
Down the mountain we go. So, who are we gonna see next? Oh, we're going right to about the waypoint. That looks like Zhongli, Farina, Hotel. So we got 2 Archons and the director of a funeral parlor.
Tea.
Parlor.
But you know what else they have with tea? That's right, dim sum! Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum being eaten in the morning? Oh, Paimon wonders if we can still get some at this time of day.
Get some dim sum. Afternoon tea might be more appropriate at this point.
Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't care what kind of tea it is as long as it comes with some tasty snacks.
And that you just get,
Now,
yeah,
let's
just so
see
you
what
get to eat.
kind of yummy
That's the only
things we
important thing,
can
Nina.
find around here. Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is
No.
that Farina standing between Zhongli and Hu Tao?
Whoa. Judging based on the hat, I'd say. So, on the hat, whose hat? They both have hats.
Wonder what they're talking about.
Are they pointing out? Is she pointing out Farina's hat just because it's tilted to the side?
About Chaoying Village.
Like a gang member?
Or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope Farina into being one of her clients.
Want to make a bet?
Hey, this isn't the Fortress of Meropide.
So, you want to make a bet?
Paimon could be convinced for the right price. Let's
Price of...
Loser buys the winner 3 huge bowls of seafood kanji.
Paimon, do you even have money?
Since Zhongli is there, Paimon bets things are pretty tame.
Since Farina's there, I'd bet no.
Paimon votes for tour guide Zhongli.
Then I vote for Hustler Hutao.
All right, no time to waste. Let's go see who's right.
Either we're right or we're both right.
Good afternoon, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Farina.
Paimon,
Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
being a little too eccentric there, huh?
Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Seems like our luck just keeps on growing.
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement must mean that this is quite the serendipitous meeting indeed.
Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the Traveler and Paimon then?
I've keenly felt the passage of time since our last meeting. So many chums all in one place. Let's go with the first one. Even though I would never say that.
Looks like someone's learned a thing or two from Zhongli. I must admit, I am a bit surprised to see you here, Traveler.
Why?
But seeing as you're a hero
I'm a traveler.
who's been all over to that,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected.
Mm-hmm.
Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy Lantern Rite.
Oh, well, thank you. Happy Lantern Rite to you too as
It
well.
appears you have been to Fontaine then.
Yep, we have.
Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as Miss Farina.
Yup.
That's quite high praise. What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've
She doesn't
built
count as
up
an
a certain
Archon anymore.
following within Fontaine, it is no reflection
Does New
of
Fluette
strength
count as the
or
Archon
wisdom.
now?
I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and creative inspiration. There is
I hear
definitely
excuses.
more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye.
Uh-huh.
I could tell as much from our conversation earlier.
Uh-huh.
Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontaine. Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
Do you know he's an Archon?
Yeah, you're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that way.
Huh? Does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
You may not have heard, friends, but
Miss Hu Tao.
Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed clients.
Boom. Paimon loses the bet.
Yep.
Did you hear that, Paimon? She's Hu Tao's esteemed client.
Okay, you win.
She's using that as an out without
Guess
even
Paimon
knowing
will
what
have
it
to break
means.
into
Come
the
on,
hidden
Farina.
stash at the bottom of her shoe.
You have money in your
What's
shoe?
this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us.
On you and Zhongli. It was Paimon's idea. Uh-huh.
We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about.
Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Farina.
Well, you know me.
That I do, my friend. What was Paimon's guess then?
That Zhongli would be
Zhongli
trying
was
to,
showing the newbie around.
yeah, give it to her.
By newbie, you mean me, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Yeah, I figured
That's
as much.
right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great sightseeing spots in the area.
You see? Paimon was right too. Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser.
Fine, keep your not so secret anymore stash then.
Hey, don't be upset, traveler.
Oh, we're not upset.
How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl and Paimon will also buy you a bowl.
You're really gonna buy us one?
As for the third bowl...
Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the huge deal I just struck.
I'll buy you a bowl anytime you want, except for you're really not gonna get much of a deal out of Farina. Not really.
I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in quite the sum after all.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to ask about the most important question. Something happen recently, Farina?
Something about a scripts?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and all.
Oh, well, yes.
Really? Oh no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Then what's it like, huh?
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and all... Hey, it's not that big of a stretch.
It's not.
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral?
Yes. From before when you were pretending to be Archon.
Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now. Anyway, that's not the point. Now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air.
I'll allow the excuse. You might even call it a breath of fresh tea air or... Error. Error. Oh, terror. That was a bad joke.
Hey, that's pretty good.
No, it's not.
I'll have to remember that for my ad posters.
Please don't.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
So, did you come to
That took me a while to
enlist
connect.
the services of Longcheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hu Tao and Mr. Zhongli, and well, you know the rest. I suppose it was meant to be.
Guess so.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
What man?
Who was it?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
Let me think. It was Nulvouette, wasn't it?
What? How did you guess that on your first try?
Because we knew that he was here.
Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
You tell everyone about your encounter with Navia and Chlorine at the top of the mountain. One look at the pitiful expression on Farina's face is enough to convince you to leave out the part about the shouting.
Paimon never
probably
thought
a nice thing to do.
Neuvillette would be the type to get lost.
Well, he never leaves to go anywhere.
Sure, he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my way to this place without any trouble.
Are you
He was
downplaying
already
yourself?
Getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontaine.
Which is a new
Yes,
path that's been opened
exactly
up.
what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
For him, though, swimming would probably be the fastest route of them all.
So, were you the one that pointed him in the right direction?
Because he's a water dragon.
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction. But speaking of your friend,
What about him?
Yeah, what about him?
he doesn't get out much, does he?
No. No, he doesn't.
Ah, no wonder.
This
He
is the
was
first time he's known what a
difficult
vacation
and
is.
Way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't
Oh?
anything like what someone would wear on vacation.
Is that so?
Is there something special about it?
See him, Zhongli?
Was there something special about the way he was dressed up, or was it
Unfortunately,
normal?
no. At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Farina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
Oh, that's kind of
What
you.
a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy. I actually think you two would have hit it off.
Yeah,
Is
I can
that
see that.
so?
I can definitely see that. Judging by how Zhongli is acting, and taking into consideration Nilvouette's true identity, yeah, they probably do know each other. Could Zhongli have been avoiding him on purpose? Wait, why would Zhongli do that? Zhongli! Hey! No, sir!
Hmm?
Oh, he knows we noticed. Oh, I see. It is what it is. It's truly a pity.
To borrow Miss Farina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. He's got more friends than he knows what to do with.
What about you, Paimon? You travel with me. I have a certain charm about me. I'm good with people. Well, Paimon does fight with a few of them, like Ito.
Well, that's certainly true.
It's more of like a ribbing, though.
Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, you should try and talk to Neuvillette into loosening up a bit. Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself cooped up all the time. Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right? If he's really really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now, but you know what I mean.
Does make sense.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important.
He's the fair, impartial Udex of Fontaine, head of the highest court in the land, otherwise known as the demon who controls all the paperwork in Fontaine.
Hey, sounds like a pretty uptight sort of guy, all right.
Mm-hmm.
In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
Oh, he's been growing for a long
If I
time.
remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old. You're quite right, Miss Hu Tao.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Oh, yep. That's who we were talking about.
And Clorand. Hey, over here!
Are they gonna say what Farina was yelling about? I can see that
We
happening.
saw you all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Please, excuse the interruption.
Oh, so polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the Traveler and Miss Farina is a friend of mine.
You just met Farina.
Straight to the point. I like it.
Everyone circles around you and begins to introduce themselves. Hu Tao's eyes light up when she hears about Clorin's profession. Uh-oh. So, you battle people to the death. Would you like a service to be invited to you to be able to give them coffins when they die by your hand? I can see that being something like that. But a quick explanation from Farina and Navia seems to dispel some of her more misguided ideas. Oh. She could still try that, though. You know?
It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed.
Why not find a place to stay?
Miss Farina,
Oh, yes?
when are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary.
Why not?
I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
That sounds kind of
I
sad and
didn't
depressing.
mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
Aww.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark. Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories. 8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye.
You want to just hang out at the
But
funeral parlor if you need to
you
get more of an
take a
idea of what you need to
closer
do for your...
There may be
film.
something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams.
Still want to do that movie?
Dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with you.
Of course.
Farina?
Gotta say, Farina, you are really quite the character. By the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work under you?
Mm-hmm.
Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
Well,
She probably doesn't want to talk about it. Wouldn't blame
all
her. It's
in
probably a
the
really
past
scarring
now.
thing for her.
Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right job for me. I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
Oh, come on. That whole event mentally
Well,
broke
you've
you.
certainly picked an apt place to relax. Chaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Well, have you all had a good time?
Only the best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hu Tao and Mr. Zhongli.
It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city.
Dim sum. Is that some kind of Liyue term for snacks or desserts?
They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage.
Oh, so it's basically a tea party. Sounds great.
Make sure to order the
Quite
winter
a
melon
tea
cake
party.
and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious. Paimon knows you'll love them.
Paimon, calm down.
Ooh, okay. I'll be looking forward to it then.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
You're not bringing home any souvenirs?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things to bring home with me. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and a stuffed toy of a mythical beast.
Which
Florand
is...
is the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
What's the mythical
So
beast?
all you're bringing back
What's the
with
mythical
you is
beast?
that tea?
I want to know what the mythical
And
beast
some
is.
tea-flavored hard candies. They're for
Tea-flavored hard candies.
Florand
Oh.
isn't much of a shopaholic.
seasoning. Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Ooh. Oh.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
What about you, Farina?
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended in the Steambird. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. A little bit of this, little bit of that. They should all be things I can use, I think.
What do you mean you think? So you fell for a few marketing traps then?
Now Paimon's even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
That's possible.
Oh, actually,
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Oh, so that's what happened. Wait, what? Why did he take them? He's not hoarding treasure, is he?
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon.
That's a dragon stereotype.
Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us. I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Meripede for me once he's done with the day's work.
Oh my
Neuvillette
gosh.
is a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means it.
See, even Clorand was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse? Wow, he seems like
He has too much to do already.
Gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as him. Right, Zhongli?
I knew it was a jab.
Indeed.
He just rolls with it too.
Corinne said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So if we go to the entrance of the Fortress of Meripede, maybe we'll run into Neuvillette.
We're going all the way to Fontaine?
We don't know exactly when he'll show up.
As long as we beat him there, shouldn't be a problem. Teleport to the fountain. About to say, how far out do I gotta get it away in order to actually teleport close enough to it? Thankfully, we didn't have to go to a waypoint. We could just go to the fountain. This is still a ways. And it's actually right at the waypoint. I feel lied to. Alright, so we're running, and we're running, and we're running, and we're still running, and we're not going to stop running until we run out of stamina. And we're now out of stamina, and we're jogging. We're jogging. I have nothing to say to Philip this time. That's why I'm doing this. So let's go around, because that's where the sparkles lead. Follow the trail of stars. Like Miss Marvel's grandmother did when she was 5 years old. All right. New Neuvillettes. Found you. All right, time for another cutscene.
Novelette, we lucked out.
Yup.
Oh, it's you. It has been some time since our last meeting.
It hasn't
Few
it?
people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day, I thought I might take a walk and avail myself of this area's peace and quiet.
You call
Oh, do tell.
early? Do you always work this late, Novelette?
Isn't it obvious?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for the day. I am
That's fair.
hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence to me.
Really? If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to Chaoying Village for half a day?
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day.
Makes sense.
Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my trip to Chaoying Village.
We were there. You give Nouveau a quick summary of everything that happened today.
Thank you for
Nouveau.
informing me.
So, did you deliver the gifts?
Yes, they have been safely delivered.
Good job.
I have to hand it to Clorant. Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex at her beck and call.
I was just passing through. It was merely an act of convenience.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on behalf of the staff of the Fortress of Meripede.
So
A
stiff.
verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality really necessary for a small matter such as this?
No.
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me of taking bribes.
Wait, did she actually get
About
pulled in?
that.
Wait.
Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh, he got pulled in. He got scammed.
Why? What happened?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, that explains it then.
It is a deal, but it's such a
Well, go
such
ahead
a
and leave
huge
them
amount.
to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as I can.
You can also share it.
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else I'd like to give to you.
This is a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
Well, that is a
Sounded
apt
important when he started
description.
speaking.
It is in actuality a legal codex.
A legal codex, huh?
What does the
Before
illegal
the
one
advent
look
of
like?
modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this. The law was no different.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judiciousness. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of text. During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts, so I decided to have a go. We joked with Claran some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here you go.
So it was an inside joke
So
that he
that's
wasn't a
what
part
this
of.
is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well.
Wait,
In
he
any
was a
case,
part of it?
I hope this can be considered as a reasonable attempt to join in on the banter.
So stiff.
It is a very good attempt. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around the law. That's an impressive level of commitment. A gift of this significance deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place. Front and center in the fortress's showroom.
Surely there's no need for such a grand gesture.
Here they are.
I don't have anything like a showroom. But we do
He made
have
fun of
a
you.
storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts Sijuin has collected.
So it's just going to collect dust.
That sounds good to me.
And he's fine with it.
So that's what you were in Chaoying Village.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local spring water. The aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a tendency to imbue the water with extraneous emotion. If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time off to do the same elsewhere.
You're going to take time off to drink water. As they say in Leeway, a balance between work and play is sure to keep your troubles at bay.
Then we are of the same mind. It appears my
Really?
desire is justified.
If
You're still a
you
workaholic.
say so, but you know you don't have to justify a vacation, right? You can just take one.
Yeah, especially when you're your own
After all,
boss.
You're hardly bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of inspiration. However, after reading a few articles about Liyue's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart at once.
And how was it?
Refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions as well.
Like?
Take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first, soil from the ground is granular and unforgiving, but add the right amount of water, and it becomes soft, moldable, and able to take shape.
It's called
In
mud.
the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted, but now I have participated in their very making. This is also something I made today.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Is that supposed to be him? In his dragon form? As like a ladle? Please explain it to me. Oh, wow. What a big ladle. That's what I was saying.
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be some long-necked sea creature.
It could be
It was
both.
indeed one of my inspirations.
It's amazing. The color also really matches your style.
Really? You like it? To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival, I find myself quite unequipped to give you the welcome you deserve. Around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts should be in order. But I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is.
Can I really keep this? You made it by hand and everything.
That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted.
Then I accept. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Happy Lantern Rite.
Oh, that reminds me. You passed along the advice for Nouvelouette's vacation.
Approve a leave of absence request for myself. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence.
Oh my
something
gosh.
which couldn't be in further violation of protocol. But I suppose I understand her point.
Yes, you work yourself too hard.
My proclivity to refrain from personal outings does in part originate from a sense of responsibility toward my duties.
You
But
said
it
duties.
is also due to a lack of desire to engage in the human world. But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting places to discover.
Has he ever seemed like such a dry character before? I feel like this is the driest I've seen him. I could have told you that. We're still not done, are we? Or are we? Are we? No, I don't think we are. Okay, this is where I'm confirming for myself that this is going to be its own episode. It's already confirmed for you guys going into it, but yeah. This is going on. Ooh, I should get that little snapshot as I walk by it. I have my finger hovering over the F key. And snap. Got it! Youngsters, over here. You're finally here. Is something the matter? Oh, are you? Oh, are you? Young master, are you the son of the Feiyun Commerce Guild's manager? Nope, we're here to investigate. I am but a humble servant. The one beside me is in fact the real. I'm gonna say, nope. Oh my, so you aren't the Commerce Guild's young master. My apologies. I was only considering your wondrously fashionable attire and your flying companion. Your conduct, too, was so unlike ours. I assume that you must have come from the Away Harbor to discuss matters with us. I don't think this is any part of the episode, actually. Lu, I am surnamed, and all in the village call me Grandpa Lu. Apologies I must. Recent years have not been kind. I have not even the tea to treat you two guests. The Adepti will certainly not be satisfied with the tea ceremony this year. Grandpa Lu, the stuff right behind you, aren't those tea leaves? The quality is far too lacking. How could I possibly serve such things to my guest? Speaking honestly, we are waiting for someone from the Feiyun Commerce Guild, for we must discuss with them the tea leaf problem. They are our biggest customers after all. The crux of the matter is that this batch of tea is simply unsatisfactory, whether it be in terms of taste or quantity. This is an open secret among tea merchants. Lu, the village chief, has also decided that no tea may be sold under the quality problem until the quality problem is solved. I've heard tell that the young master of the Commerce Guild is exceptionally smart and skilled. If he has caught wind that this year's tea harvest was lacking in both quality and quantity, I thought he would come in person, or if not, send someone here. So here I wait. Anyway, the problem with the tea leaves, I believe it lies with the soil. A problem with the soil? Indeed. I've lived here my whole life and worked with tea since I was but a wee lad, and I can notice problems that others may miss. As I see it, and may Adeptus Fujin bless us, it must be an imbalance in our soil and water. Adeptus Fujin? Oh? So you've also heard the tale. That's quite rare. Even among locals, few remember. Many, many years ago, Qiuying village was nothing but a barren hill. Terrifying demons dwelt there, and it was all thanks to Adeptus Fujin that the demons were defeated. The tea trees were planted, allowing our ancestors to come live here. But it's really a problem with the water and soil. But if it's really a problem with the water and soil, then I don't know what we can do about it. Actually, that's exactly why we've been asked to come investigate. Yeah, I don't know what we could do about it either. Let's say investigate. Oh, does that mean you believe me, young master? Yes, I believe you. Whether or not I believe you is irrelevant. Yes, I believe you. Is that so? Then that makes things easy. Come, I'll bring the tea leaf samples, and let's go have a talk with old Lu. Something wrong, Grandpa Lu? Young master and young lady, if it isn't too much trouble, could you pretend you are from the Feiyun Commerce Guild when we are meeting with old Lu? Lu? Village Chief Lu is a good person, but how do I put this? He puts more trust in machines, cultivation techniques, fertilizer, and things like that. I mentioned an imbalance in the soil and water before, and we parted on bad terms. But if it was the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild, not sure if I can play the part. Doesn't seem like a good plan to Paimon. Don't worry. Even if he sees through it, it's nobody's idea but mine. None of the blame shall fall on you. Let's go. I don't want to do this. I mean, I guess I could, but this could take a while. Yeah, this is all done. I really don't want to do this. Especially because I feel like if we get stuck in it, we won't be able to get out of it. Yeah, it's a world quest. one of the ones that's ranked up in here. I don't want to do this. Cancel navigation. I'm sorry, dude. You're gonna have to wait for us for quite a while. All right, I'm ending it here. That'll be it for this one. This will be a bit shorter, but it's too long to tack on at the end of the previous episode, so that's just how it's gonna be. So, next episode will be the half episode. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, deuces.
So I wrote it in the rhyme. The Reverend Doctor got an 8K wet working. The roaches get the rays sprayed. My weak rhyme, my body, your best verses on game day. I touch the crowns of self-entitled kings. You leave the heat like LeBron when I melt your idols' vital things. This is Malcolm and Martin, Million Man March in Sparta, mixed with a legion of angels surrounding sons and daughters. Simon Peter with a desert eagle, waving it at Caesar. So if I was you, I probably wouldn't